most of the time we have been talking about tangible heritage. How can we, link tangible heritage with intangible heritage, all of you, the buffer area that we have been talking about. So these things have to come into, into our discussion. The first panelist is Mr. Sethrichem Sangtam, who is from Nagaland. And all of you know that Nagaland is known for its silent forests. So he would speak on the community initiative and the next, what should be suggested for our next move. Please, Mr.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to be here today. Since we don't have much time, I'll show some 1-minute video. So before that, my name is Sethrichem, belongs to one of the tribe in Nagaland. So if you look at the map, I'm from that part of eastern parts of Nagaland, northeast India. I belong to a community where our forefathers are hunters and gatherers. We normally live on the mountain top without much of a communication. Way back in 2008-9, I used to live in US. I was on H-1B visa. I also worked with the UN Population Fund. But looking back at our community live in such a poverty. They're living on the mountaintop. So I thought I should come back because our community, we think that we are poor, but in the culture, we have got the type of hospitality, and the culture was such a vibrant. So I decided to come back with a couple of strategy. One is the short term so that we'll address the rural livelihood security problem. Because when you talk about tourism, nobody's interested, right? Because first, their focus is to fill their stomach. So we started, and then even when we take them out for exposure, when we try to, give them all scientific way of cultivation, especially the horticulture. They said, we haven't seen people, getting money by selling fruits. So that's a kind of a mindset. And when people comes to their house, they'll be more than happy to host, but if a guest gives them money, that's a serious humiliation. So, but that does not sustain. So keeping in mind that the long-term action plan is to create a sustainable tourism through biodiversity conservation and preservation of the culture. So in the biodiversity conservation, our young people, boys, average of about 13, 14 years will have their own muzzle-loading gun. And all these guns are made in the villages. So they kill everything that is moving. Some they kill to eat, but some they kill only for fun. So now in order to divert their focus from just a rampant hunting, we picked up one village, and that's how we started. We have already trained 94 young boys and girls, aged from 12 to 21 years, 44 girls, and 50 boys. And now there in the video, you must have seen the elderly people dancing, and there were young people. So it's a kind of, in our community, if you have to tell, this folk dance and folklores are a kind of a ritual. It's a taboo for the young people to learn. So we are breaking the genes. It took really long for us. But then when the guests started coming, when we are promoting tourism, if you are not prepared and if our people are not ready with what to show to the community or to the tourists, so then we started with the cultural preservation. So when we did the cultural preservation, we had this in mind: identify cultural markers, identify mentors, then frame modality of instructions, identify village clusters, identify supporting institutions. So all these traditions, all these cultures are dying off because it's undocumented. So then we started, and by now we started with a humble, initiative, but it took really long. So the hunting have been reduced, and then we have trained about 100, service providers, tourist guides, music and dance. Then we have created a Farmers Innovations under that institution, and also we have partnered with the North on Map and Honeybee Network. And the culmination of that training last year, we hosted about 6,000 people during the culmination of that festival. So this is the present. These are some of the farm stays and homestays we created. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.